blunder. Because now, Aurelia, Sejuani, Jace, everyone's going to be able to get Mercury Treads. They're going to have so much more magic resist against the Karthus. And because the excessive amount of magic damage, it's so easy now for Aurelia to itemize Wit's End. Jace can even get Maw of Malmortius. He can even go Edge of Night if he wants a lethality item. And I feel like Kingzone drafted around their Karthus pretty poorly. They're definitely choosing a lot of champions that they want to play. And we'll have to see if the comfort ends up working out for them. But
probably not going to be Kleptomancy taken by the Morgana, but see what happens as we get into game number 1. Already, the draft's so interesting between both of these teams. Skybox looking good as well.
Yeah. Really, really like that. Karthus is in mid, by the way.
He is?
Now Morgana.
I see
Mystique.
what you're doing there. Yeah. Oh,
what if
that's
they make
need.
a Mystique Nico skit? See, we're starting the day off right.
Yeah, we are.
We're talking about X-Men. Did you see the new X-Men?
No, I didn't. I heard that it's absolute trash.
Okay.
That's what I've heard.
And quite the I would use to describe it, but
what would you use? Suregi?
That,
by the way, guys, is
Sleggy.
trash in
Sleggy.
Yeah, that's trash in Korean.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen it, of course, so I don't have an actual opinion.
It's okay.
But I just heard that was the word on the street.
You know what?
I just didn't really bother. I actually went and watched the new Korean movie instead. Have we already had a conversation about that?
Parasite?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ki Sang-ju?
Yeah, phenomenal. Absolutely
okay.
amazing. So good.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the opening route. So, Cuz is actually going to open with a counter jungle of Sejuani's blue side, and because Karthus is so fast, he should be able to actually get over to his right-hand side jungle, and this is a little bit of a coin flip Sejuani's going for. He's going to path through mid. He's able to get to... Yeah, he's able to get to his blue buff before Sedge can actually complete it, helping Def shove in so that... Or Nahyun.
Yeah.
I just got Nico'd.
Yeah, you got Nico'd real
I got
hard.
Nico'd.
We'll have to keep a tally, guys, in Twitch chat. Just let us know how many Nicos we do today. There probably will be a few.
All right.
And you can't blame us. She's Nico.
And now
Dread's going to come in and find Cuz.
Dread wants to flip a coin. I love this when pro players do this. Oh, this is we're gonna decide the game here in 3 minutes.
All right, well, Naeon's gonna shoot his way forward. Okay, that's a good flip back onto Sen, and already the ignite down onto Tucson as that's an empowered shock blast. Tons of damage as Tucson is going to be okay. The deep water dive keeping him out of vision range. Senin doesn't fall, and I don't even know where the blue buff went, as that binding was so good from Deft, and first blood goes to Tucson. A disaster for the Afreeca Freecs.
Yeah.
Blue buff wasn't even taken.
Blue buff wasn't even taken, so Cuz is now going to reset his blue buff, and he's going to go around the world all the way up to top lane golems. This Karthus is so far ahead right now. Look at the CS differential between Karthus and Sejuani. She's so much slower at clearing. Now, one of the upsides is that it looks like Cuz actually wants to do Wolves into Wraiths, Red Golems, and then potentially Top Crab and offset the pressure in top lane. So maybe Dread can get right side Scuttle Crab. But this is a really big coin flip, and it's really sad to see when pro teams are willing to do this, because you just potentially risk the entire game trying to do this. And this is why Karthus is so powerful. With his clear speed, he's able to get through mid lane, help with the mid lane shove so that Nahyun has the priority, able to come over and help out with this, whereas UCal can potentially lose out more. And because Deft and Tushen are getting shoved in anyway, they're able to also be there as well. Karthus is just light years ahead of his opponent.
Yeah, can we call that jungle route the Daft Punk?
The what?
The Daft Punk, around the world.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah?
Karthus does it a lot.
All right.
When he starts queuing on the move. Yeah, okay, so there's a 33 CS lead in the jungle right now.
That's pretty huge. You don't need to be a mathematician to understand that that's going to be a huge problem here for the Afreeca Freecs. And that's only going to continue to get worse. As far as snowballing a farm lead is concerned, Karthus pretty damn good at that. And so we'll see what Afreeca's response is going to be. As you can see, top side of the map, things going fantastically well for team. No surprises there, but bottom lane, the thing I want to draw your attention to, guys, is that Aiming had Flash available that whole time. He saw that binding. That was his death. He knew that was coming, chose not to flash. We'll see whether they can actually get something from this lane, because I assume that they were just fearing the fact that a follow-up gank would be so easy bottom side. that Aiming knew that he needed to keep that to have any sort of pressure in the laning phase.
One of the things I don't like is that Cuz isn't just allowing one small jungle minion to survive. And so because of this right now, Dread's actually getting a rubber banded wolf camp. It's level 4 as he takes it, so he gets bonus experience. And in addition, Cuz, yes, he just stole away a rubber banded raptor camp, which wouldn't have really mattered all that much for Dread because it would have been level 4 as well. But he didn't leave a small raptor. So he's not doing as much as he can to add insult to injury. He is getting this mountain break here at 5.5 minutes. Unless he loses
wall of
fight.
pain, Dread. Is going to be able to get in there in smite range? No, it's going to be taken by Cuz. Really good timing as Yukal bounces forward. The pike already dead. Deathify will be available because no ultimate and isn't going to be able to find the lay wastes either. It is going to be a 2-for-1, but that's in favor of Afreeca after the Drake went over to Kingzone.
Karthus getting that dragon is quite good. Senna not able to find any CC right there. Fiendish Codex now picked up for Cuz.
Ooh, flash out of the ultimate, but Keen.
Yeah,
Flash
Keen.
for ult, you'll take that trade any day of the week.
Look at the CS differential. There is no better top laner in the... He is actually just worlds apart from everyone else.
Neon is going to be able to land the snare, but Yukal has himself the Hex Drinker to keep him alive. Actually, all he has, no corrupting pod here for Yukal on his chase. He's looking to try and smash this lane, but as you can see right now, as it stands, Neon's doing absolutely fine. Has a couple of stacks on his Dark Seals. We have a look at this one more time.
And you can see...
He's a body right now.
Yeah, so...
He puts himself in the way.
Cuz is able to end up getting the dragon. Tushin ends up going down, but they're able to at least trade. Dark Harvest stack picked up as well for Karthus, and then unable to do any more damage right there. Not the most synergy with Nahon's Snare. Ended up missing one of his lay wastes. And now Cuz level 6, Dread still level 5, and he's going to be able to steal away the blue and also get his blue. Really bizarre teleport from Atrox.
Oh, I think it's just Rascal trying to continue flexing on this jungle position. And Cuz, he's going to be able to take that one as well. Gets a leash for the Karthus, and we know exactly where the money's going this game.
Yeah.
It's going into Cuz. And I want to go back to a point that you made in the draft, talking about the damage variety here on Kingzone's side, talking about the fact that, you know, they can itemize so easily into magic resist. I actually think that's really dangerous, because the AoE damage potential out of an Aatrox and a Pike and the reset potential between both of those champions is incredibly terrifying. So they will need to focus on some form of armor as well. It's actually a very difficult question to ask what you really want to itemize into if you're a Freak of Freaks right now in a defensive setting.
Yeah, because Karthus is already so accelerated that if you start getting magic resist, you do compromise some of your lane states. And because of the fact that he's unnaturally accelerated, as you're mentioning, it does make it quite awkward to decide on current items. We see that Yukal actually did already pick up a Hex Drinker, but that's also because he's against AP Nico in the mid lane, so he's going to get a lot of benefit out of that. Rascal getting clapped a little bit.
Yeah, it does you know, get some knock-ups here onto Keen. Wants to avoid this turret plate falling for free in the 1v1, but he's going to be able to deal with that minion wave pretty effectively. Ninja Tabi rushed, of course, the classic answer to the Aurelia, especially in her current form. So you'll lose this control ward, and control topside is something that Kingzone knew they were never going to have, but it's good to see that Keen is doing exactly what it says on the tin as Yukal. Going to get pop blossomed, but taking a lot of damage is Neon. Not a lot of mana as the Pike comes in, doesn't land it. Bone Skewer, not good. Kingzone won't be able to find the kill onto the Jace.
And that was a really close call. If the Bone Skewer ends up landing, Yukal will surely die. He doesn't have flash to get him out of that. Karthus is right there. And so definitely crisis avoided for Afreeca. But so far, I mean, they're stabilizing pretty much everywhere. So even though Karthus was getting really far ahead, the laners are actually doing a pretty poor job of playing around Requiem and allowing him to be enabled with it. And this can be one of the frustrating things as a Karthus player. Yes, he's 2 levels ahead right now, almost 2.5.
The thing that I find really scary, though, is the fact that Kingzone are happy to scale with this composition. We know how a team fight's supposed to look for these guys. We understand how they're going to be able to do it in the late game. And you know, fighting around Baron pits, things like that, is going to be pretty fantastic for this Kingzone squad if they have any parity. Keen now, see whether he does find the stun. He does. Cuz moves on in. Wall of Pain is going to tag up Keen, but he's looking for it. Is it going to be Rascal being able to land this kill? Cuz looking for the lay waste, finds the second one, but Rascal's not going to die forward. Dread turns up Requiem right in amongst everything as Cuz is going to go down. That was a very strange maneuver, and maybe just a fat finger. Oh my goodness.
I came pretty close to dropping an F-bomb, I'll tell you that.
Well, I mean, Cuz was trying to, he just pressed the button at the wrong time. Maybe he just thought he was dead already. I'm real confused. Because if he waits until he dies right there, that might be 2 kills. Because Rascal can potentially get a reset. But
I get it. I get what you're doing right now. You're squeezing in a Pokemon reference, right? He's confused. He hit himself with his own move.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, he hurt himself in confusion.
I like it.
Or maybe they just don't have the gym badges to get this one done, as Tucson doesn't find that Bone Skewer. Arctic Assault, though, now on cooldown. Tucson doesn't get the stun. Shelly's going to reset. Shock Blast doesn't find the mark. Kingzone look a little bit flustered, though, especially that play from Cuz. He's still 30 CS in the lead. He's still in a great spot as the Karthus. Shelly is now going to be taken down. They've only missed 1 Shelly so far in all of their matches.
Wow, this is really forced. Yes. And they don't even have Requiem.
Depth Charge comes in. Black Shield is going to be used onto Cuz. Huge ult into the backline. Pop Blossom trying to get the work done, but Senon's going to survive. For the moment, Cuz takes down the Aurelia, though. Death Defy passive going to be available. Death goes into his stopwatch. Really nice use of that one as the Varus does fall down. That Bone Skewer is going to be good. Neon flashing forward, looking for Senon. Doesn't find the Q. Dread finds himself back in the fight. Not a lot of teammates, but low health bars. Neon gets it. Get the auto. Finds the Q. Q is now Tucson. Another Bone Skewer just to make sure Dread can't get anything done. Somehow the team fight salvaged from Kingzone.
Yeah, and it was looking so good for Afreeca, so I'm hoping that we actually get a replay to talk about it. I'm not sure what Dread was doing at the very end there, as Naheon looked like he... all right, we're going back to this replay first.
We need to see this one again.
So Wall of Pain comes out. Lay Waste is actually hitting, but Rascal and friends can't actually end up doing enough damage. And right here, I don't know what he's thinking by casting it. I don't think Aurelia was in death range. And it looks like actually Runic Echo wasn't even up because it procs later on Sejuani, so I'm not entirely sure what was going on. Now,
we're going to go back to live as a bit of a tussle, but it's going to be a blast cone for the disengage here between Kingzone and Afreeca. Yeah, a bit of a weird transition there. 200 gold is the lead, though, as we're fighting over a Mountain Drake. Keen's going to move in. He's rotated all the way down. No teleport available from Rascal. This should be Afreeca taking their own Mountain Drake. They will even that one up. It's Requiem going to be cast before the fight starts. Shapeshift is going to be there. The Dragon does go to Afreeca, but now they've found themselves stuck in the pit. They're buying time for Rascal's teleport. Finally, it comes up and they're looking for this one. Tucson wants to find this. There it is, the ultimate! Dives right forward. He gets the reset. That's the double kill. And Kingzone were waiting for that exact moment.
And that's a really big victory for them right now. They're going to be able to offset a lot of the tempo in most of the lanes, and Karthus, he's going to be able to transition back into farming at this point.
Another snare. Tucson does a lot of damage. Super Soaker's going to land. Tucson not going to find it. He's going to fall down as Afreeca have turned this one. It's a good stun onto Neon in the backside. He gets snared, but the ultimate's going to be there. The Q reset was just too beautiful from Keen. Locks down the Nico. Not enough Wall of Pains are going to be available for this as Deft now fighting with aiming. We've got 2 Super Soakers on this squad, but that's the Dark Binding that aiming needed to avoid. Now the ultimate's in from Deft. Dredge line from Senon to try and buy him some time. Good snare. Flash forward. There's the depth charge. Black Shield still going to be there. And I think he may have needed that extra Q damage to finish off the kill. In the meantime, Afreeca are also taking down Shelly, and the ultimate's good onto Rascal. Finds himself the ult as he wants to get rid of Dread. Does find it! The reset's going to come in here as now Shelly joins the fight, and Kingzone may have just turned it on the top side.
And this does mean that Kingzone are going to be the ones that get the Rift Herald. There's no turret place remaining, though. Oh, man, that feels bad.
Yeah, that reset is not
good.
Good.
Man, this is going to mean that Jace He's able to get here in time. Can he land an EQ on Aatrox?
It's a good snare, but Rascal is going to fall down. That's a great EQ like you were talking about. Yukal now able to dive forward. Cuz the Ignite's ticking and he is going to go down. Neon looking for that one. Finds Keen. Pop Blossom in. Tusin's now here to help, and Death from below is exactly that. Shelly finally
We're
falls.
in solo queue now.
Yeah, we certainly are. Tusin trying to get over the wall, but he won't make it. It's another Q from downtown that locks down the Pyke.
I love this game. We have 24 kills in 15.
This is some LPL style, but this is exactly what both of these teams are talking about, right? They're both inspired by the fast and loose playstyle that G2 were winning with, right? This is what we should be expecting from this series.
And we're taking a look at the Mountain Dragon play, and one of the things that I haven't actually gotten to talk about is in these close condensed quarters, Wall of Pain actually helps amplify so much damage.
Oh yeah.
For Kingzone, and you can see Tushin on the west side. He's looking for a Pyke ultimate. Teleport was coming in from Aatrox. I think it would have been better positioned if it came in from mid lane and he got a sandwich. As you can see that it's not the most effective teleport coming in with his own team. If he had a flank, it would have been a little bit better. And then right here, Kingzone are a little bit overeager to try to get a kill onto Yukal. He ends up outplaying it.
It's a great move back there from Yukal just to make sure that Tusin went too far. And good follow-up from the rest of the team.
Keen trying to put his teammates on his back. And Dread not able to quite land the knock-up right there in the end. So after all of this, one of the older unspoken things about what is transpiring here amongst these 24 kills is the Dark Harvest stacks for Karthus keeps ramping.
The more fighting you do around the Karthus, the better he's going to feel, just because exactly that.
Keeps getting damage.
Yeah. And now he's going to transition towards the top side. The Rift Herald is summoned. That was actually picked up in amongst all the chaos by Tusin. Now Afreeca looking to try and defend. Shelly will be able to get a charge. No plates as you illustrated earlier on. Sets herself up, moves her way down. Not going to be able to take the turret by any means. Afreeca, successful defense. No towers actually falling. Too many champions falling for any turret damage to actually be able to come in.
And this is one of the annoying parts that we're starting to see in the itemization. All the Merc Treads are starting to be completed on the side of Afreeca. Hex Drinker already, another Null Magic Mantle picked up for Sejuani. And you have to imagine that Wit's End will come in on Varus.
The problem that I'm seeing from this Afreeca comp, though, is they've got no one that can build a Zhonya's Hourglass, right? They're going to have broken stopwatches most of the time. Stasis is so incredibly good against Pyke. And Pyke is going to be what these team fights are going to be about in the late stages for Kingzone, right? Cuz goes in, he dies, Requiem, everyone gets low, and then Death from below mops everyone up, alongside Rascal doing so much AoE damage and having such ease to get that first kill, start that World Ender reset situation going. Like, you know exactly what Kingzone are trying to do with this composition, and Afreeca Freecs, yes, they can build all the Merc Treads that they want, but they're not going to be able to go golden at the right times to get these fights on their terms. As Keen rotating up, the Bone Skewer is good. It's a fantastic stun to come through as well. Keen knows that he has to try and fight, but he can't do it. Reset comes in on the death from below. Dread now. Arctic Assault will get him over this wall if he wants to. See whether they actually want to fight as Tusin turns up. Arctic Assault doesn't land onto Dread. And now, Mountain Drake should go over to Kingzone very easily. Double Mountain is so good for this comp as Tusin. He had one more charge left. That was about to run out. He's just going to use it to try and get some damage onto Dread.
So right now, that's the second Mountain Drake picked up for Kingzone.
How quickly does Baron go down at 20 minutes?
Really fast now.
That's, that sounds real scary.
Really, really fast. But, I mean, it also goes down really fast for both teams.
That's true.
So, Afreeca has a Mountain themselves. They also have Jace, Varus, and Aurelia. So, any pickoff is really, really scary. But, Double Mountain does tend to open up something that one Mountain doesn't, which is two-manning Baron. Yeah. So, Karthus and Aatrox should, in theory, be able to two-man it, which is something that Afreeca is going to have to respect, and I would like to see them swap to more blue trinkets in order to have the vision available on a moment's notice to be able to tell what's going on.
Another thing that's actually really cool about this Kingzone composition is that if Rascal and Kuz are doing that together, right, the three that are left over from Kingzone's side have infinite wave clear, no matter where they are. Deft can be on a bottom side of the map, just puddling minion waves, stopping Keen from pushing. and then can teleport to get into the fight. Neon, a very similar story, especially now that Super Soaker is done with that Glacial Augment. We've got double Glacial Augments. Controlling these team fights for Kingzone are actually going to be pretty easy. Yeah. As this game goes on, I'm just seeing more and more cool things about what Kingzone have put together in this composition. Afreeca as well, no slouches. The fact that they did manage to get the Aurelia Sejuani combo that is so incredibly good. The Varus as well has been something that Aiming has been playing very, very effectively. Interesting note is that over 8 games, Aiming's played 8 separate champions. The Varus game was a victory. Tucson takes a bit of damage there from the piercing arrow.
This is definitely still anyone's game at this point.
Okay. Tower, will it go down here? One auto, flies forward. You're not going to do too much there to Dread, but that's a hair's breadth away from falling. Tucson clears out some vision. We'll set up for another push. And on this one, that top outer will be falling down. It's only a turret falling in favor of Afreeca at the moment. However, the gold is still going to be slightly in favor of Kingzone. This series, incredibly close. We have to think back to Kingzone series against SKT. It was very similar to this in game number 1. Very close. But it was Kingzone taking those big plays towards the mid to late game that really got them over the line. Will they be able to do it against this Afreeca Freecs squad that have also been winning in a very similar fashion? It's all about proactivity, making the plays before your opponents. And it's great to see from the LCK, because this was some of the biggest criticism that any of our LCK teams got, is that we play too much for the 80-20s. We need to be taking more of the 60-40s.
Well, they definitely have in this game.
Oh, hell yes.
A lot of
I think we've been taking 40-60s in this game.
All right, so the game has entered into a little bit of a lull state right now, as neither team is really looking for that much action. We've sat on this kill amount for quite a while, and an open dragon coming up next, probably not going to create any sort of a team fate. Interestingly enough, Dread is actually really close to Cousin level, I believe, as Afreeca has priority to Karthus's rubber banded camps. I'm sure if they're actually going to get them. It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it is actually Tucson here sort of ganking his own jungle to try and stop these Raptors from being stolen. Predator was utilized there. Tucson, of course, taking that one this time around. As that's a Bone Skewer onto Dread. He takes a fair bit of damage, and that's what happens. That Bone Skewer did a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Because we've got a Spirit Visage coming in second for Dread. That is not going to be any sort of armor at all that he's picked up. His passive's going to help him there. Aftershock's going to help him there. But otherwise, Rascal and Tucson will be doing so much damage.
Wits End completed now for Varus.
Yeah, more of Malmortius is also done for Yukal.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you were talking about. They can build around the Karthus, but can they build around the Pike and the Aatrox? Tucson, fail flashes! He's going to get taken down very, very quickly in this fight.
Oh,
a lot of damage potential. Not there as the Karthus is obliterated. He's able to get some AoE off here as the Requiem does come in, but looks like a bit of a tilt Requiem, if anything. And now Afreeca are looking to take down the Baron. Half health bars on these guys as 3 members of Kingzone are here to defend. Will they be able to is the question. Dark Binding does land, taking Senon down relatively low. Super Soaker's coming in. They have a lot of control in these team fights, but the Baron's still going low. In goes Rascal. Pop Blossom comes forward. Double kill instantly for Neon. Infernal Chains aiming is just going to get taken down. Rascal's just too big. 500 gold comes forward, and Afreeca just too ambitious on the Baron.
Yeah, they were staying on that way too long. I thought for sure they were just going to try to charge at Kingzone instead, but they really seemed intent on trying to get the Baron, and now Kingzone can say, you know what? Let me show you what 2 Mountain Dragons can do.
Yep, 30 kills, 23.5 minutes into this game. Are you not entertained, LCK fans? We've been waiting for a meta like this, and finally we have one in Kingzone with 5 members in the pit. Everybody else coming back from base on Afreeca's side. This is Baron going to Kingzone, wrapped up neatly with a bow on top, 24 minutes into the game.
And I mean, that's such a swing in momentum now, because it's going to be very difficult for Afreeca to try to resist against the Baron push. So take a look at this replay. Tushin, he failed flashes, and then they actually managed to get Cuz relatively simply.
Like, this was a huge win
for
Afreeca, right?
It's a huge win, and rather than doing the Baron, You can send your jungler to do the Gromp the Wolf camp. You can send someone to pick up the top wave and the incoming top wave. And then you can also get mid-tier 1 turret. You can take the wraiths as well, and you can plant someone down in bottom lane. There's no reason to flip the Baron like this. And if you're going to do this, I'm assuming that you'll turn on Kingzone. But instead, Kingzone are the ones taking the initiative, charging into the Baron pit as Afreeca. They're saying that they refuse to move off the Baron. And they're being really stubborn.
And it's the best time to beat all 3 of those champions from Kingzone as well. I mean, you're in a Baron pit, Soul Shackles, epic value. You saw the Pop Blossom from Neon. His Pop Blossoms have been amazing. He's just quietly 6-1-7 this game on the Nico that has really turned into his best performing champion here in the LCK, and one that probably needs a little bit more attention for a lot of our LCK teams, anywhere you put it on this map. And just with all the control they have with double Glacial Augment, just means that there's no way Afreeca can close distance, and Deft and Neon can decide when they want to go in and when they want to press their buttons and make things happen. And that is so dangerous on a Kingzone squad that is known for being epically proactive.
We'll see how proactive they can actually be with this Baron. As Karthus is really good at sieging, and so is Morgana. They do have to be really careful, though. And I'm not willing to say that this game is just over yet.
Oh, no,
Pyke,
it's only 3,000 gold,
yeah,
right?
Pyke is threatening with his ultimate, and they do have the combo with the Requiem. Only has a Duskblade of Drakthar, though.
Yeah, Neon is going to go down into his Zhonya's. Teleport to follow up now as Requiem comes in from off to the side. Cuz will get forward, but there are the resets. That World Ender is going to last forever if they can even take any of his health bar. Another one comes forward. Death from below is named real well this game, as Rascal will be able to take down this minion wave. The inhibitor turret is going to go down as well. Baron empowered minions and a hell of a lot of damage, and Kingzone will break the base.
So Afreeca, they were unwilling to just be a little bit more patient. They took the fight in front of their dead tier 1 turret, thinking that it was going to be advantageous for them, but instead...
Well, I guess if they pop Neon and kill him before anything can happen, right, that is huge. Then they're in a 4v5, they can reset, get themselves back to a good situation. But that's 2 kills that lost them an inhibitor. That's so scary, because Kingzone, if they get a little bit of time to follow up on any gank attempt like that, it's just instantly going to go their way.
We'll take a look at this one more time. Sejuani comes over the wall. Actually, everyone gets onto everything, but Nahon's able to get into Zhonya's. And then right here, Dread, he ends up going down to Tushin. Resets, like you were talking about, they came in. And then at that point, it's really hard for Afreeca to do anything. So they tried to capitalize on an opportunity, not able to.
Yep, just straight up didn't happen. Neon's going to be so confident that a Majia's Soul Stealer is in his back pocket. He's got his 3 activatable items that he feels really good about having that Glacial Augment, and is now just going to get more and more stacks. And if you can throw everything in the kitchen sink at him and not get the kill, then I think that Majia's is absolutely calculated and just the best choice.
Well, he's already at 10 stacks, so he's getting the Soul Stealer passive thingy-majiggy that I don't know. Do you know its name?
Soul Stealer passive thingy-majigger.
Is that it?
I think that's what it's called.
Right,
yeah,
I like
think
that.
that's the technical term.
That definitely needs to be renamed.
Yeah, or at least put it in with that name in Teamfight Tactics.
That needs to go on the PvE.
Yeah, definitely get that.
Excellent.
See, look, we're just having the good ideas, man.
We are.
Yeah. Sign us up.
You want to hear what?
We need to pull a Jat. Let's go over to the balance team. Or at least the skins team.
I like it.
Yeah, there we go. Well, Dread is being sandwiched as Def lands the Dark Binding ever so easily. Bone Skewer's going to pull the piggyback as well. And
I don't know what he's doing.
He's dying.
He is dying.
He's taken a while to do so.
How
Aftershock's pretty strong, but that is just a very, very dead piggy in the wrong place at the wrong time.
They're like, Kingzone's like a bunch of poachers. They just killed Kevin Tuggle.
Yeah, I actually confused myself a lot because I said piggyback and it was out of context and very strange. However, Bone Skewer does do that. It pulls the piggy back. So
you call him the boar piggy?
Yeah.
All right.
This is a piggy.
Okay. I like that.
Kingzone take down an inner turret very easily. Bottom lane inner is still there. We'll see whether that's going to be the next target. 8,000 gold. Now the lead for our #1 team in the LCK. They have 100% control. The early game was chaotic, crazy, and very close. But this is anything but that.
Triple C.
Yeah, I really alliterated hard there, didn't I?
Oh, man.
People call me illiterate, but actually I'm illiterate.
I like that.
Yeah. I don't know whether that's actually the correct use of that word, but that was an alliteration anyway. Okay. Kingzone moving their way back, just got a free reset, a lot of items being picked up. Mirrored items between Neon and Deft right now.
Sorkpan Elixir was picked up by Cuz now, so I think that that's insinuating that he's intending for the Baron to then follow into the final push. He got as much damage as possible.
Spooky. Neon diving in, good knock up there from Rascal. Death from below is not going to find the reset, but Rascal will find it for himself. Neon flashing forward, huge Pop Blossom as he goes golden before anything else can happen. Deft is going to go into his Zhonya's at exactly the right time as well. Keen wants to find it, should be able to get, no! Can't actually get anywhere forward because he's getting kited so beautifully. Rascal finishes off the Jace, and now Dread is in the wrong place. Guardian Angel there, Cuz right ready to get rid of the Aurelia, and this should be the end of the game. And a really exciting game one between Afreeca and Kingzone DragonX. Super minions hit the base, and the Nexus turrets will fall. We expected a lot from this series, and I think game one gave us exactly what we wanted.
Yeah, game one is really setting the tempo for what we're assuming could be a 3-game series.
It should be a 3-game